Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good night, and all that in between. My name is Caruth, and we're back again with another follow-up video. Actually, the conclusion to my other video, which is the end of this match that lasted an good old hour and 6 minutes. It was an awesome match, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. Actually, we're going to talk about something that is good and not bad at the same time. But let's first get this out the way. I love Paragon. Like, it has pulled me away from playing a crap ton of hours of Destiny like it's nobody's business. The game is awesome for an early development access. The game is still in being developed. They push out updates almost every other week or so. But the gameplay is awesome. The concept that what they're going for is executed very, very well, and I have to say, Epic Games, my hat's off to you. You have something on your hands here that is freaking awesome, and I can't wait for everything to get all balanced and so on. But balancing is a thing that's going to happen over time. That's why we're all playing the game, we love the game, and so on. It also based on people's deck. I can say though, right now, Fang Mao is still OP as hell, and Murdoch is super OP. But a nerf for him is coming. I guarantee it's coming, because right now you can get him to a build that literally he can one-shot you. Like, it don't matter what your health level is, he will one-shot you. Like 2-hit, he doesn't even have to use his ult, and he will one-shot you. That's how OP he is. Even if he, let's say he had the red buff or the OP buff, it's going to be even more crazy. Like, he will one-shot you like there's nobody's business. But the card system is awesome. I love the card system, but my problem with the card system is, like, you have your early cards that you put on, like your 1 and your 2 and your 3. Most people will put on their number 3 cards, and then you'll use the upgrade that way. But once you keep playing the game and you unlock more card packs, you understand that you get higher cards where within the 4, 5, 7, 9, and 10 range. I've gotten a few of them, and I would love to use them, but practicality is you only get 60 card points throughout the match. Once you hit level 15 and you hit your max level of card points, which is 60, you have to say, okay, what can I use and what you can get rid of. If you do get rid of something out of your deck and say you want to put on something else higher, you sacrifice all the upgrades on that card plus the card you just used itself. So if you had a lower end card at 3 and you want to use a higher end card at 4, the upgrades that are on that specific card you're going to lose as soon as you do decide to upgrade. It's a problem. The thing is, you could only put 40 cards in your deck. Once you build a deck and you put 40 cards in there, you have to allocate and keep in mind and do some kind of math how the cards are going to work and how is it going to play out for your early game, your mid game, and then your late game. And once you do that, once you have that system worked out inside your head, you're going to say to yourself, this might work. How is this going to work? And then you go into your match and then you see how it plays out. Then you make your alterations. But the problem with the 40 cards inside of your deck is it really doesn't work for if you want to add higher end cards. If you did add higher end cards and you sacrifice the other, you don't have enough cards inside of your deck, which they allow you only 40, to, let's say, put on the higher end cards that you wanted to use. Like, I have a card that will work very, very well in a late game if you have to get to somebody. You had it's a teleport card. What is it called? Teleport Stone. It costs 7 points just to do it. So I have to sacrifice at least an entire card with its upgrades just to use it in a later game. So I have to, whatever it might be, health, damage, whatever your build is, you'll have to sacrifice it to use that card. It will be helpful to get to your party if a tower is being taken down, so on, later on in the game. You can use it throughout whenever, but you're going to sacrifice so much just to use that one card. But again, that's the problem. If you did have the ability, let's say your deck goes up to 80. I'm not saying put it to like 100 because that's just crazy. If your deck go up to at least 80, that adds in for that also adds up to the cards that you unlock and the cards that you can use and sacrifice later. Let's say you have all your 60 points and your early cards you want to get rid of because you done screwed up somewhere. You still have those other cards inside of your deck and its upgrades that you can use because you sacrifice so much other thing else. So that way you can, let's say Sparrow on the screen. She lacks mana, she lacks health, and physical damage and so on. But if you allocate cards later on to help her out in those situations, opposed to how you started your build in the earlier game, that will help you keep the match going instead of just taking a crap ton of damage. And you can still deal the damage, so you can either flip-flop it any way you want to, and that gives the deck a lot more personality, and not even more so personality, more flexibility on how you can shape the way the game plays or how you play later on in a match. Same thing goes with everybody else on your team, because you don't know how people are going to manage their deck in the beginning. You can see it on your screen, but you don't know how it's going to be managed. So if you see that, okay, you're taking a crap ton of damage this way, you can flip-flop and say, I'll scale back on one thing, sacrifice one thing, and put on extra health so that way I can stay in the fight longer and I won't die as often. Because at the later stage in the game, when you reach the 45-minute marker and everybody is at level 13, 14, or even max level, which is 15, you dying on your team, that whole minute that it takes for you to get back is a problem. Because your team is going to need you at a certain point and you're already dead because you don't have the health. And you can't use anything else because your deck only allows so much. If you guys agree with me, you disagree, I don't know. But this is definitely a conversation that we should be having. And hope, because I read something similar to this on the forums for Paragon already. And I'm not the only person saying the same thing about the limit on the deck and the limit on the card points that you get. The limit on the card points, I can understand. That's fine. But in terms of the deck being just 40, it needs to be increased so that way you can think about what I can do later on in the game if you have those cards, if you have unlocked those cards. See what I'm saying? So that's just my 2 cents. If you guys agree with me, shoot me a comment in the comment section, or and just let me know. I would love to see how this conversation opens up even further for those of you who are playing Paragon, and for those of you who think that we should be playing something else. Well, not really playing something else, but for those of you who are still looking and want to jump in, hey, $20 if your friend buys the $60 part, $60 access to the game, they can give you the code that they get for a friend and you can jump on in. But the game is awesome. It leaves a lot of room and potential for bigger things, greater things to come in the future, and I can't wait to see this thing turn into like a big esports kind of arena, because sometimes I just sit down and watch other people play this game and it just looks so awesome. Like, it comes up, you see so many people playing different ways, different builds, and you're just like, you're always thinking, can I tweak my own deck something differently, and how I can go about doing this. And that is just awesome for now and how things will play out. And every 3 weeks you get a new character. I think the next character might be on April 19th. That's if my math is done right, because the last character was on March 19th. So it's like a 3-week time frame. But that's just my 2 cents. I am going to get out of here and work on another video, maybe. If you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you like it, and if you want to join the conversation, be in the comments section below and let me know what you guys think about the card system, and I will be getting out of here. Thank you very much, and just enjoy the rest of the gameplay footage, because it was just an awesome match. Peace out. I gotta point out one last thing at the end of this match. Their core is pretty destroyed right now, and we're at a good 50% ish. But we're focused on defending our core because 2 of our inhibitors were down. So we were like, all is lost. This sucks because they had got the OP buff earlier. But the thing that turned the tide is what I was thinking was going down there and just pushing in, trying to take out their core. But someone else on our team had the same idea and ran down there and completely destroyed the rest of it and won the game for us. So that right there just tells you how epic this match was. Like, it was super epic.